reminded this morning how difficult conflict can be. And it made me think about one of the tools that I use and the supports that I use to help me through conflict. And I call it stop, drop, and roll. And it's similar to that idea that many of us are aware of. When you're on fire, you stop and then you drop to the ground and then you roll on the ground to put out that fire. Stop, drop, and roll. We can also use this in conflict. So the way we do it in conflict, we're in conflict in a really difficult conversation with somebody, just stop. If we can just stop and just take a breath and just remind ourselves we're going to be okay, but just stop. Second thing we're going to do is drop. So meaning we're going to drop into ourselves. We're going to check in with ourselves. What are we feeling right now? What's going on? Are we scared? Are we angry? Are we frustrated? What's this conflict triggering for us? Is this a familiar feeling that we've had before? And then also, what might I need at this moment? So the next one, which is roll, it's roll with it. Trust yourself, right? Trust yourself. What do I need to do? Well, at this moment, I'm going to trust myself. I need to wiggle my toes, right? I need to wiggle my toes to regulate myself. This is going to help me at this moment. I'm going to really look at the conversation. What's going on in this conflict? What is it actually about? And that might mean that you ask more questions, right? Trying to clarify what is going on with this person and what's going on with you. And the second thing, or the third thing that we might want to do is think about how do we want to be able to respond to this other person in a thoughtful way, in a way that recognizes and acknowledges and represents our values the best way that we can. This is just an idea to consider as you're in difficult situations. Stop is when you pause and you take a break, take a moment. Drop is dropping into yourself and checking what's going on, building self-awareness. And when we roll and we trust ourselves, it's really encouraging us to recognize what we need to do for ourselves in that moment in order to engage in a thoughtful conversation. And so these might be useful tools for you to use or strategies to use when you're in that conflict. I know the last thing I'm going to do today for myself is give myself grace and self-compassion because we all need a lot of that these days.